In the previous episode, Winston and I went for a long walk down a beach local to our campsite on the Isle of South Uist. I then went to the co-op for some supplies before eating half a cake and crashing after a very long day. The following morning was spent in the pod, and the afternoon was spent swimming in the bay and playing with Winston in the water as our biggest ever adventure continues. These roads are beautiful to cycle on. Easy on the bend, cargo in the back. So we're on a bike ride, but we're going to do a hike. So we're cycling to Eriskay, which is only about 3 miles away, and then we're doing about, I think it's a 2.5 mile walk up a hill, which I think might be the highest hill in Eriskay, I'm not sure, and then we're going to cycle back again. As you can see, it is raining. It's meant to be worse rain this afternoon, so hopefully we can get there and get back in time. But this is the weather now for the next few weeks, I suppose. So although this isn't ideal, if we don't go out and do it, we're not going to do it. So, and it's not that bad. It's a bit grey, light wind, light rain. It could be a lot worse. So yeah, just letting the car past. Yeah, all right, good boy. With the bike and trailer secure, we were off on our hike. That's what being confined in a bike trailer and then been on the lead for a couple of minutes does to him. He's like, no, we're going this way. I know, you got freedom, you never have freedom. He's so terrible. He's so good off lead that he spends most of his life off lead, so he's always having a poop. Winston spends the majority of his life off lead. So as soon as you confine him to something like a bike trailer or a lead, oh, you're having another poo. So, Winston spends the majority of his life off lead, and when you confine him to something like a bike trailer or a lead for longer than 10 minutes, as soon as you let him off, he pretends as though he's never been off the lead at all before in his life. And he wants to run so much he can't even stay still long enough to do a proper poo. And this means I've now got to carry around 2 poo bags. Yes, because of you. Look at that. Should we go explore that? Come on. Oh, there's all raindrops on the screen. Guessing that's not the professional way to clean it, but I think is that better? Can we do it again? I've either put a big streak down the screen or made it better, I'm sorry.
Now, I couldn't find any information on this building, so I'm guessing that it is just an abandoned dwelling.
Oh, it's got some, is that electrics? It had some electrics at some point.
Now, one thing that I like about old buildings like this is how thick and solid the walls are. Now, curiously, the fireplace inside has been bricked up, so you can see it directly below the chimney and below that huge lintel. And I'm guessing there was probably a fireplace on the other side, since there is also a chimney there. Ow, bang my head. I'm a bit taller than that. Let's go, onward. Now, after walking up the hill, I couldn't help but turn back for another view of that derelict building.
So we are hiking up that, although saying that I've not found a trail yet. Well, I'm following the trail that's on my map, but I haven't managed to find a trail on the ground as such. Oh, Winston's got himself in the water. Was that deeper than you thought? I cannot believe that it is the end of May, nearly June, and I'm still walking around in this wet and miserable weather. When I planned this trip to the Hebrides, I thought going at the end of spring, the beginning of summer, I would have really nice sunny days, but they'd still be lovely and cool. Because I don't like it when it's too hot. You know, when it gets like above 25 degrees and you can't do anything because you walk 100 meters and you're about to pass out through heat exhaustion. So I didn't want it too hot. I still want to be able to do stuff. But this weather isn't what I had planned. And it's like this now for, I think, at least the next couple of weeks. So yeah. And I forgot my cap, which I'm annoyed at because it all now comes down my hood and down my face. So, oh, and I just a barrel of laughs today. Could be worse. Let's look on the positives. There's no gale force winds. The rain isn't coming in sideways. I've still got a little bit of visibility. Still quite good. I'm not in fog and mist. My dog is fine. I am fine. We're at a good campsite. So yeah, still lots to be happy about, but I would be happier with a little bit of sun. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at my map, and the gradients don't seem to match. That is very steep. It actually looks unwalkably steep. It doesn't look like you can... I'm trying to record a video, Winston. Anyway, let's leave him to that. So that looks unwalkably steep. It doesn't look like you can actually walk up it. It looks very, very steep. But my map is saying that we're going to the highest peak, which is that one. That one's lower, so there would be an extra one on the map. And also, you would see that that was very steep on the map by the way that the gradients are mapped out, where it doesn't show it as that high. Now I know I'm in the right area because I'm also using GPS to follow the trail, so my GPS is putting me at the bottom of this mountain, or hill, or whatever it is. So, I don't know. Let's just keep following the trail and see where we go, because that looks a lot steeper in real life than what it's illustrated as on my map. Maybe they've missed out a few gradient lines. Or maybe we swing round the side and maybe go for... But you would still see that steep side on the map. You would still see that gradient on the map. But there's a gate there, so obviously people do walk through it and up it, I would think. Let's find out anyway. Oh, that's a struggle. He's amazing, isn't he? Absolutely amazing. I'm coming. That's horse poo, and it's quite fresh. So there's horses around here. But don't worry, Winston used to live on a livery yard. So he has no interest in the horses whatsoever. And he will ignore them and give them a wide berth should we come upon one. Well, we won't come upon one because they won't be alone. There'll be a herd. More horse poo. It's a little older though. Dried up a bit. Fresher horse poo. Rabbit poo. Don't know why I'm telling you all the poos. Right, have we got to go up that bit there? Let me check the map, Winst. Nope, we're not going on there. We're going up this, straight up. You're gonna be alright, Winst. You can take the lead. Come on then, straight up we go. Oh, you might want to take it a bit steady because it's going to go on for some time. I love how he works his way through. Watch him, he's just thinking all the time about what route to take. Oh, see, miscalculated. So see if he can reassess. No, can't go that way. We can go that way. There we go. Now he's thinking about it. That's the best way. There we go. Oh, made that one. He's so good, honestly. Amazes me. He's thinking that's a bit big. Can we get around this way? I have to admit, we're quite high up at the moment. Yeah. He's better off on his own than tied to me, because otherwise we just get under each other's feet and we get in each other's way and we knock each other off balance. Where this way, he can work out his own route and I can work out my route. And I said before in previous videos, oh, he's set for this terrain more than I am, because he's lower to the ground and he's got 4 legs. I walk on 2 legs, which means I've got less balance and my centre of gravity is higher. So if anything, me putting him on a lead will make it worse for him, not better. But saying that, he is such a good boy and he's so experienced with this. Right, we're going to get up this bit and I'm going to stop chatting. Come on then. Oh, that was a steep one. I think you've gone, we need to go back this way, we need to go up this way. Okay, down this. Okay, you doing that? Good boy. Right, my turn to get up here. And also, he's got claws as well. He can dig them into the ground. I've got boots. I'm more likely to slip. No one bothers about me on these videos. Everyone's like, oh, your dog might fall. No one's worried about me falling. So, alright, I'm well aware. I know my place. I'm well aware of it. I think we almost made it. I think we've just got a little bit left to do. But that's the worst of it. Woohoo! Right, let me check my map. Oh wow. Imagine that on a really sunny day. There's the causeway that we drove over and that we cycled over, and we're going to cycle over again. I believe that building there with the little red roof is a community shop. That's where our bikes are. Winston's not got a bike, but that's where the bike and trailer is. You can't roll, you got your little rug on, and I'm not taking it off because you'll get wet, or wetter than what you are. And then we should be able to see there's that little, oh my god, I can't see it on the, but down there's the little building that was missing a roof. So I can see it's out there. I can't point it on screen because it's not clear enough on the screens full of water. But you can still see a blue to the water. If this was a sunny day, that'd all just be bright blue. The sand would be glowing white. You'd have bright green grass. You'd you alright there, Winston? You'd be able to see for miles. So you can see the mountains in the distance there. Still pretty cool though, eh, Winston? Hey, you want a treat? I'll get you a treat out. Oh yeah, he wants a treat. There you go. Because you are the best boy ever. Right. Let's actually go to the tippy top. Let's make it all the way. Doing the hard part now. One more step along the world I go. One more step along the world I go. It's starting to become an anthem. I like the idea of it. Get to where you want to be, one step at a time. One foot in front of the other. One step at a time. And you can do amazing things. Oh, there's a trig! Love a trig! Oh, look at that! Yes! That is a trig with a view! We are at the top of Bean Screen, I'm guessing that's not it, 607 feet, and all the places. Do we recognise any of these? Brum, Benmore, I think that's a big one, St Kilda, Hevel, that's the one we did in Barra Airport. We went there and we hiked up Hevel, so that's over there. I wonder if on a clear day we could have seen each other. Obviously we can't be at two places at the same time, but I would have been able to see Hevel, and if from Hevel I would have been able to see this one. But yeah, we went up that one. That's the one with the statue on it, the Madonna and Child. So that's cool. So this is a circular route, which I'm thankful for. So we're not going down the same way that we went up, because on a wet and rainy day I think that would be a bit too steep and a bit too slippy. Although saying that, I've not seen the way down yet, and I don't trust the gradient now on my map, because that was much steeper than I thought it was going to be. I swear my map should have had more gradient lines on that. But we went up it anyway. It was steeper than I thought, but we got up it. And it was only a little bit of steepness. It actually looked much bigger from the ground. When you're walking up it, it's not too bad. Well, it is bad, it is steep, but it's only for a short period of time, if that makes sense. Let me show you the view, guys. God, I wish we had some sun. Now I don't know if you guys can see this on the footage, but way in the distance there's a boat, and that's the ferry that goes from Barra to Eriskay, which is what we're on. We're on Eriskay now, and that's the ferry that Winston and I catched 2 days ago, and it's going to come into this port here, which is again where Winston and I went to 2 days ago, and we drove down this road all the way around there over the causeway, which is on the other side of this hill. So that's interesting. I like being able to see that. Okay, onward. Oh, I'm going to... You chose a much better route. Let me just go down your route. Yeah, that's much better. Time for a little bit of bum action again. Now, I couldn't find a gap in the fence. I managed to get Winston through it because he was able to squeeze through the bottom wires, but I couldn't fit, so I had to clamber over it. So after there was no hole in that fence line, just rechecked my map to make sure that we're on the right route. We are, but I noticed that on the hill, more gradient lines have appeared. So I think it was an internet thing. Now I know you guys always tell me to carry a paper map, but I don't like paper maps. They got a date, trails change, and especially in this weather, they just get wet, and or you got to carry them in one of those plastic things, and you're always trying to see where you are and rubbing it, and yeah, not a fan. For me, the argument for a paper map is like the car's been invented, but everyone's still telling you to get a horse and cart just in case the car breaks down. So for me, I always use GPS, my phone, apps, etc. And I know there's an argument, what if your battery runs out? Well, I bring a power bank with me that's got 3 mobile phone chargers in it. And then the second thing is, well, what if you run out of internet? Well, if you don't have internet, I can still see my location and I can still see the trails. So I'm still able to navigate my way out of it or to wherever it is I need to be. However, today, I've had my first problem with the app because the gradient lines didn't show. So this led me to believe that that hill that we just walked up was not as steep as what it was, which is a problem. And obviously today it's minor, but if you imagine you're really out in the mountains, that could be a very big issue. For example, it might not tell you that something's a cliff edge or a knife edge, for example. So in today's recent events, that is one point to you guys that tell me to carry a map. You are right, because if I'd had a map today, I would have known how steep that hill was. Is that going to make me carry a map? I don't know. What it is going to make me do is research the route better at home on my laptop when I have got internet, so I know what I'm getting myself into. But yeah, 1 point for you guys. So we started off down there, we hiked up that thing, and then came back down this side, rejoined the road, and now we're just going to walk down here, back. So I dried Winston's legs and Winston's head off, put him in the trailer, but I've closed the top because I don't want him sticking his head out, because his head is wet, and if he's going to be sat there not moving whilst I'm cycling and he's got cold wind and rain on his wet head, that's not going to be very nice. So he's inside the trailer, no goggles on, with the top closed and the rain cover on the front. My gear's catching on the front of this bike. So yeah, it's only a 3-mile cycle back. I think it took me about 10 or 15 minutes to get here. So, lovely roads to cycle. I've got more rain on the thing. I don't know why I'm surprised, it is raining. But yeah. My brakes aren't squeaking. My brakes aren't squeaking. I'm guessing there was just some dust or something on them that was making them squeak. And the rain's probably given them a good wash. That's my theory. Could be completely wrong. I'll tell you when the sun comes out. But I'm currently applying both brakes as we go down a hill, and no squeaks. Hi! So many cyclists around here. Oh, that was a squeak. Oh no. Okay. Oh! Wish I had the camera facing the other way. That guy's got a little terrier was kind of here. It's got like his little seat at the front of the bike, and it's sat in that. Winston's too big for that, and he wouldn't sit still anyway. Good boy! Chocolate. Thank you. There we go. Alright. Turn you around, why don't you see where I'm going? Let's just get rid of that. We're on the causeway. I like this.
It was then time for lunch. Now I had some meat from my breakfast pack that needed eating. I also had some mushrooms and some leftover rice, So I had a rather unconventional lunch, but it still filled a hole. It was then followed by some hot rice pudding and a generous dollop of jam, which tastes so much better after you've spent a morning out in the rain. I really enjoyed that walk and that bike ride. I know the weather wasn't great and it could have been better, also could have been a lot worse, but I still enjoyed it. It kind of refreshed me, if that makes sense. Although the weather report, it did say that it was going to be dry this morning and then rain this afternoon. But it's actually ended up raining this morning, and now the forecast is telling me it's dry for this afternoon, so... But if we went out this afternoon, it would have been raining, so... I'm now looking at all the washing up I've got to do. I've got to do all the washing up. Then I can make myself a cup of tea, and I might have a couple of custard creams. Oh, I'm going to have a Tunnocks tea cake. Tunnocks make the best tea cakes ever. No other tea cake comes close to the Tunnocks tea cakes. So I'm going to wash up, make myself a cup of tea with a tea cake. And then I think I need to edit a video. Winston's asleep. So Winston has one of his tablets at 6 o'clock and he's got to wait 30 minutes before he's allowed to be fed. So he gets fed at 6:30. And in that time, we usually just go for a little stroll out the campsite, which is what we're doing now. So, campsite's just there. There's the beach we went wild swimming in yesterday. And there's Winston. This is just from the campsite. This is great. So, there's the causeway that we cycled across twice and we've driven across. And that there, I believe, is the peak that we climbed today. After admiring the view, we turned around and headed back to the campsite.
Now on the way back, we were also blessed with nice views. So nice that I took a minute to stop and appreciate being in such a beautiful part of the world and having had such a good day. And of course, Winston appreciates the scratches and the extra attention.